Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, there were two serious key events that took place in this country yesterday, of which William Ruto cleverly made it technically so hard for two individuals to be part and parcel of those important events. The event at KICC on Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit. It was so hard for Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto's deputy, to attend that event because Ruto assigned him other duties. Duties that they could have postponed to another day. Gachagwa Linturi is another person who was technically locked out of this event because on the very same day that he was supposed to be at the summit as a minister for agriculture, he was busy answering to the questions of fake fertilizer in the selected investigative committee at the parliament. Cross-examination taking place, and he was examined by veteran lawyer John Haminwa. Now, beside this, another event at Statehouse, and this one is on Gachagua. There was an event there which Raila Odinga and other leaders, in fact, the other people were heads of state, witnessing the launch of the South Sudan mediation process at Statehouse, Nairobi. This is what Ruto shared in that Statehouse meeting. Africa cannot afford further conflict. As leaders, we must live up to our responsibilities. It is on this account that Kenya undertakes to be at the center of the South Sudan mediation process. We are persuaded that this inclusive initiative will sustain durable peace, stability, and progress in the South Sudan and the region. Witnessed the launch of South Sudan mediation process chaired by Lazarus Sumbweyo, Statehouse, Nairobi. Now, I want to tell you one thing. In all these key events, Raila Odinga attended both of them. KICC, we saw him welcoming the heads of state. At Statehouse event, we also saw him sitting among the heads of states. But Gachagua was missing. In the other event, Gachagwa Linturi was missing. So the big question on this punchline, why was it that Gachagua was missing in all events? And Gachagwa Linturi also was locked out from KICC event. That is the big question. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request. For those who are watching and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. Now, why was Gachagua locked out of all this? By the way, Gachagua was sent to oversee the memorial service of the victims of Mahimayu floods in Nakuru. So he went there to lead that. And I was asking myself a question. What if this was happening somewhere in Wasingishu County or Elgeyo Marakwet? What if it was happening there? I mean, what if this issue, most of the victims were Kalenjins? Would William Ruto miss to be there? Because I saw Gachagua in Nakuru and other leaders, but you look at the ministers, most of the ministers did not accompany Gachagua to that event. It was Gachagua with members of parliament, few of them. So, why was William Ruto locking out Gachagua from KICC and this other issue? I'm saying so again to remind you. The event that Gachagua attended in Nakuru at Maimayu, it could have been postponed to another day, assume today or tomorrow. Occasion Saturday. But why? They could not postpone that so that they can attend these two events. There are reasons. Number one, trust. On the issue of trust, look at this. At one point, when Kibaki was the president, he used to use Kalonzo Musyoka on other issues of mediation to countries like South Sudan. Kalonzo used to do that work because Kibaki had entrusted Kalonzo with such a big roles. It seems William Ruto has no any trust with regarding Gachagua on such a bigger role to play as a mediator in all this. So he was never given such an opportunity. So it was a way of avoiding Gachagua to be part of this and to avoid giving him such a role to play, because now Kenya is the key player in this South Sudan mediation and conflict resolution. So Ruto is avoiding Gachagua because of mistrust. When Gachagua will be present in this event, he will be meeting heads of state. So he will be creating his international network. He will have international connections. The same thing at KICC. You start creating your own international connections because now you are meeting with the heads of state. You create friendship. You also create business. So in that, it can help you in the future when you are seeking for that bigger office in terms of pulling resources together, because you will need even help from outside in terms of, when it comes to acceptance, when people look at you, do you have international networks? Do you have friends? Can you connect? If you cannot, again, it's also a question that is subjected to answers. So we are seeing Ruto in one way or another attempting to block. In fact, it's not even attempting. He did it. He blocked his deputy from those key events. Hata hiyo Statehouse ilikuwa inafanyika usiku. Jioni kabisa. Gachagua had finished the other issues. He would have met with and be part of this meeting. But imagine Raila Odinga, viewed as an opposition leader, was part and parcel of the entire event. KICC, paka kwa Statehouse, he was present. Na yule mwenye alikuwa amefukuzwa ni mtu alisema kwamba ameweka mitego paka kwa Statehouse. Raila hawezi ingia. Akijaribu mitego ina deal na yeye. So he was sent away and Raila welcomed. People like Kimani Ichung'wah and the rest who make noise facing Raila Odinga when Raila is, correcting the government, they should tread careful. They should tread careful. And they should see the signs are all over. It is written in capital letters on the wall. Let them read politics careful before they quickly rush to respond. We know these people are part of the beneficiaries under Ruto's administration. And I'm going to explain it in another video. They benefit a lot when there is a war between Raila and Ruto. They benefit a lot when there is an argument between the two. So when they see such an altercation, they celebrate. I will explain to you in a different video. So they should be careful. Where was Gachagua? He was missing. Gachagwa Linturi also locked out. This man has a case with the National Assembly We are talking about fertilizer and soil health, and that is Africa fertilizer. How can they produce their own fertilizer? Kenya, we don't manufacture fertilizer. Tuna import. A country like Qatar, yenye haina ukulima, wanatengeneza mbolea. Sisi hatutengenezi. But then we have a minister here who oversees a process of distribution of sand and donkey poo, some soil, faking to farmers that it is fertilizer. So if he goes in such a meeting, definitely it is an embarrassment to state. So Ruto was avoiding embarrassment to involve Gachagwa Linturi in that meeting. Again, Gachagua is a man viewed as someone who can easily embarrass you. So to avoid embarrassment, you also lock him out of Statehouse meeting. So Raila is a welcomed guest. His views is needed. His advice, his wisdom, his knowledge is needed. But Gachagua is not needed. So they had to use every means possible to lock him out. The writings is on the wall. I don't know your views, but let us know in the comment section to continue with this discussion. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.